Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. This is a breaking news type episode. We're giving you one of the first looks at a brand new bottle from a certain distillery you may have heard of before. That's right. It's West Cask Strength Bourbon. And you're like, Bourbon Bill, I've never heard of this. Nobody has. Okay, it's June 20th when we're filming this. As of June 20th, I've seen no YouTube reviews on this. I've seen a lot of craziness in the secondary market on this bottle. And almost no press releases on this bottle. It's like they forgot to release the press material before they released the bottles. The heck's going on, High West? Get your act together. Now, for those that are curious or paid a hefty sum to get one on the secondary market, we're going to give you our honest review tonight and go a little bit into what it is. So first off, I mean, gorgeous High West bottles. I love the little air bubbles in the glass. I mean, that's just sexy, you know? And this is clearly in like a Midnight Winter's Dram bottle. That's what this reminds me of. You know, it's got the High West embossing the glass. Great corks on these. I really do like their bottles. Do I like High West juice? Generally not so much, to be honest with you. A Midnight Winter's Dram is really the only bottle I buy from High West, and I've tried plenty of other ones. And that's been getting progressively worse every year. So I'll link my 2022 Midnight Winter's Dram video above if you want to see it. Sagamore crushed them last year in that. So, yeah, I don't know. So big shout out to my buddy Mark for letting me borrow his bottle. This did drop in PA kind of like last week and Monday, and again today's Tuesday, June 20th. So it dropped Tuesday, Monday, and I think some last week in Pennsylvania. And again, as far as I'd heard some rumors this is supposed to be like, you know, Utah distillery only, blah, blah, blah. But hey, PA got some. And which is strange, because like PA hasn't even got like any of the Jack Daniels 10 or 12 year, or I mean, shit that's way old PA hasn't gotten. But we get this. Go figure. All right, so what is it? Fancy label, High West small batch. Small batch, which doesn't mean much. We don't know what that really means. Cask strength, a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. Okay, that means that they're like at least 2 years old. 58.7% alcohol by volume. Compute 117.4 proof? Damn, I'm good with that math anymore. I'll tell you what. For those that care, this is batch number 23B17. And they are still putting it in 750 ml barrels. On the back, now I really like the back writing here. You hold in your hands a true whiskey treat. We'll see. A dram that is both rare, cask strength bourbon, and exceptionally delicious. I'll be the judge of that, High West. Each of the cask strength offerings by High West are the result of meticulous sensory evaluation and blending. So what do they like? Pour it on their skin? Ooh, how does that one burn? Sensory evaluation? Come on. And blending of select lots of straight whiskey. The outcome yields uncompromised balance, complexity, and depth of flavor. Whether sipped neat or stirred into a cocktail. First of all, generally this ain't cocktail type whiskey, and if it is, may not be so good neat. This whiskey is a rare experience, sure to delight any whiskey lover. Well, again, we're going to find out. That's pretty funny. And it says bottled by High West Distillery. Does not say where it's distilled. So High West used to use MGP. I think they switched to mostly their own distillate, but no idea if this is MGP or their own. Doesn't say. It just says bottled by High West. Doesn't say where it's distilled. Little sneaky there, High West. In case you're wondering, price on this bad boy, 70 doll hairs. $69.99 plus tax a bottle here in PA. Don't know if that's the MSRP, but that's probably pretty close to the MSRP. So for 70 bucks, what are we getting? Let's dive in. Color for a cask strength whiskey. Little light. Not pleased. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this ain't old. Okay, the color is just not doing it for me. So this was cracked today, but much earlier in the day. This pour's been sitting here for about 15 minutes, so it's not a fresh crack, but dang close to it. Let's give it a nosing. Okay, okay. It's bringing a little bit to the party. I'm getting like caramel, vanilla. Kind of smells like MGP, being honest. A little bit of berry. So it's a lot of caramel vanilla is the main note here. Little bit of oak, a little bit of oak on the nose. And I get some like light red berries. So overall, I'm not displeased by the nose. Let's take a sip. All right, well, it's not bad. It's got some good flavor. It's kind of what I said. It's just kind of like heavy caramel, vanilla, little bit of red fruit, little bit of oak on there. Pretty spicy, but it's thin on the mouthfeel, and besides just the lingering burn, there's not much finish of flavor, I'm going to say. Let's take a second sip. On that sip, it's not old, okay? It's mostly like, bright caramel, kind of like a vanilla note, a little bit of that fruit. The oak on the second sip's kind of faded away. Just a tad thin. I would expect a little bit thicker, but certainly not bad. Bourbon Bill's grade today is going to be a C+. A C+. Just it's average cask strength bourbon. I don't think it's remarkably special in any way. I don't think it's remarkably a great value in any way. At $70, I think, okay, it's kind of where it should be. These have been going on secondary for like $140 to $200. You are an idiot if you're paying that kind of money for these. Definitely an idiot. Doesn't drink anywhere near that kind of price. And you certainly do not have FOMO if you see this. That is crazy. That is crazy. What most would I pay for this? $70. Not $1 more. Not $1 more if I really had to have it. So let's say you're not going to see one of them and you're like, well, Bourbon Bill, what would give me a good experience? Let's find out. How about just the old Knob Creek 9 store pick at 120 proof? Higher proof, definitely higher age. Price on these bad boys is, 60-ish, so less money. Alright, how does the old Knob Creek compare here? Also caramel on the nose with a little bit more oak on the Knob Creek. So this is a little bit oakier with caramel. That's kind of more, red fruit with lighter caramel and vanilla. Let's take a sip. I gotta say the Knob Creek is better. I like a little bit more oak, and it's thicker on the mouthfeel, longer finish, way more viscous on the mouthfeel. And it, $10 cheaper a bottle. The win solidly goes to the Knob Creek 9 store pick, 120 proof. Gotta say, sorry, High West, beat already on just the first comparison. All right, Knob Creek's not your jam. About a little Old Forester 1920. How's that suit you? 115 proof, nearly close. 55 doll hairs here in PA. How does it compare to the High West Cask Strength? Well, this is a little bit more fruit cocktaily on the nose. Also light in color. Now that's not cask strength, right? It's watered down a bit. This one is also on the brighter side, like the High West. It doesn't have the red fruit though. This has like a stone fruit, like peaches, kind of things like that. It's a lighter fruit, not a red fruit note, and not much oak here either. Let's take a sip. I ought to say that the Old Forester 1920 has a nice, just extra dimension on the flavor. Brings out, that banana nut bread, the caramels, longer finish, a little bit thicker on the mouthfeel. We'll go back to the High West here real quick. High West just comes off a bit hot and thin compared to the 1920. Almost got a little floral there on the High West Cask Strength. Gotta give the win to the 1920. Let's say you're not a Old Forester 1920 man. You're not a Knob Creek 920 proof man. You like something that not everybody has and every store has. How about a Luca Mariano Cask Strength Bourbon single barrel pick? What a great cork pop. This one's 7 year, 7 month. Rumor is it's Wilderness Trail distillate, which we know is fantastic, by the way. This one here was $60 plus shipping. How does that one compare? Okay, so we're getting closer. This one's got that kind of vanilla caramel nose as well. So that's, you know, compared to the High West cask here. These are more similar than I would like to admit. Very similar in the nose. Let's take a sip. Luca Mariano is all vanilla caramel. You could say fairly simplistic, but again, thick on the mouthfeel, longer finish. It is higher proof. It is a 123.8 proof. But you know, the High West is good there kind of in different ways. I kind of say it's a draw. The High West brings that little bit of red fruit note, so it's a tad more complex than the Luca Mariano. But it has way better mouthfeel, way longer finish. And it doesn't come off, there's a tiny bit of youth peeking through the High West that is not present on the Luca Mariano. Now, all those have been done, and you're like, well, I'm kind of a bargain shopper. What's there for me? How about a little Chattanooga single barrel coming in at 118.9? Okay, so these are like $50 or like high 40s. So definitely cheaper. Not in PA, but more findable in most states. Let's give it a nosing. Ooh, that's got some like cherries on it. You can kind of smell the high malt in that, but not bad in a bad way. God, this just smells deeper, darker, and richer. Let's take a sip. Oh yeah, that's like chocolate cherry, like Cocoa Puffs, with some caramel. Finish is about equal, but mouthfeel's better. The Chattanooga beats that for less money. Oh, it's looking kind of rough. We got one last comparison for you true bargain shoppers. For those of you that may not live near a big city, may not live near a good liquor store, what could you possibly get that might come close to the greatness of the High West? How about a little rare breed barrel proof, baby? 116.8 in an ode to my Is It Better Than Rare Breed series. You're getting a twofer here tonight. Is it better than Rare Breed? About to find out. Nope. Nope. Rare Breed just takes it and beats it with a hammer on the nose. Close and proof too. 116.8, 117.4. I'm good, and I couldn't tell the difference on the palate if you gave, you know, which one's higher proof? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Let's give it a sip. Rare Breed's got more caramels, a little bit more oak, greater complexity of flavor, greater mouthfeel, greater finish. Should you buy High West Cask Strength Bourbon? The answer is clearly a no. Unless you're a High West fanboy that loves the bottle, because it is nice, and you need to have it on your shelf, or, you know, Midnight Winter Dram just really, you know, really is your jam. This isn't finished, by the way, but if you feel the need to support High West, it's a decent product. It's not bad. 70 doll hairs. It brings an average plus, C plus on Bourbon Bill here. That's what it brings to the table. At $70, it's probably like $10 overpriced. But I know things have been going up and up, so it's probably not even really that overpriced. But everything we tried tonight was better, and everything on this table is cheaper. So that kind of, you know, compared with the lack of transparency on this label. How old is it? Who the hell knows? Where's it distilled at? Who the hell knows? Should I lighten my wallet by $70? Who the hell knows? No, I would not. So, thank you, Mark, for letting me try this. If I were you, I wouldn't buy it at MSRP, but it's not a bad buy at MSRP. If you're paying $140, $200 for this bottle, instead of burning that money, send it to Bourbon Bill. He'll make better use of it. If you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button, everyone. Have a good evening.